Hi everyone, it's me Rita. I'm back with another video. This is just 5 signs of narcissism. You will find other videos where people talk about the top 10. They'll talk about the different types of narcissists. They'll go into depth about those things. But today I'm talking about those signs because narcissism and abuse tend to go hand in hand. The abuser tends to be a narcissist, and narcissists both tend to manipulate and emotionally abuse as well as physically abuse. So it's important to know what you're looking for. If you see one red flag, that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody is a narcissist, but doing your research and learning more about the different red flags is definitely going to help you, especially if you're looking to move on. We do tend to find ourselves in situations once we've left an abusive partner. We do tend to go back to someone who is similar to what we left. Unfortunately, that is sad but true. We do tend to find ourselves thinking that we've found Prince Charming yet again, but it's just another narcissist in disguise, just another person who, if they don't physically abuse us, they will mentally and emotionally abuse us. So those are things to keep in mind when you feel like you're ready to move on and find a new partner. I do want to give you some statistics first before I talk about those narcissistic traits. One of those statistics is every year there are more than 10 million, both women and men, who end up in abusive situations. So please keep in mind and remember, I am an advocate for both women and men. Men do not tend to talk about being abused, but this happens to both men and women. 10 million people. That is roughly 20 people per minute, both men and women being abused. There are also approximately 5 million children each year that are abused. Now keep in mind, these statistics are only based on what is being reported. There are plenty more people who keep this under the rug, who don't report, who don't say anything. So this is just a rough statistic. This number has got to be a crazy number that's so much higher than what I just said, especially now that people are in quarantine. Keep in mind, a lot of children, their only escape from abuse is going to school. That is the only thing that saves them during the daytime. Keep in mind that many women who aren't at home, their escape is work. And a lot of people who aren't essential workers are home now. So the abuse is much higher now than it ever was before. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about one of the signs of narcissism. One type of narcissist that makes it very clear is always going to have an inflated ego. He's always going to, you're going to know him when you see him, because he's always going to say, it's all about me. Look at me, 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 me. Everything is going to be about this person. Nobody else is really going to matter. So that's kind of going to be an immediate red flag when somebody is obsessed with themselves. So keep that in mind when you meet somebody. Is it just because they're trying to make themselves look good, or are they really more concerned with themselves than anybody else? One of the other things, one of the signs that I tend to look for now is, do you have empathy? A lot of narcissists have lack of empathy. They don't feel bad when they hurt your feelings. When they say something to hurt you or they physically hurt you, they don't feel bad about that. They make excuses of why. Well, if you didn't do this, I wouldn't have done that. That is lack of empathy. Not only that, but they will have lack of empathy for you in other ways. If you're going through a tough time and they act like they don't care. If like you have a very sick family member and they brush it under the rug and you're really concerned, If you get hurt and they're like, oh, well, they have a serious lack of empathy, and you need to watch out for that, because that is definitely a red flag. One of the third ones that I also look for is your boundaries. Do they respect the boundaries that you have, or are they intruding your boundaries? If you're having a bad day and you say, I just really need a minute for myself, do they come barging in? Do they take your personal space? Do they insist that you do things for them? Do they destroy your personal items? Do they take money from you? Those are overstepping their boundaries. When you ask them something, or if you tell them something personal and they go start telling everyone, a lot of those things are overstepping personal boundaries, personal space. Just look out for that, because that's another kind of sneaky way sometimes that they will be doing things to hurt you without you even realizing it. We used to say that the narcissist, my money was also his money, and everybody else's money was his as well. Nobody could have anything nice because it would always get broken. And there was, again, no lack of empathy. So you have to look out, because a lot of those things kind of go together as well. One of my favorites to look out for is definitely ghosting. Will you see someone that you live with just disappear? Will he be gone? Does he not have a job and then just vanishes for hours and hours and hours and doesn't answer his phone? If you're in a relationship, that person owes you the respect to answer the phone. Not necessarily tell you where they are every second of the day, but they should be in close communication with you. If they disappear for days at a time and then don't even feel bad, or they make up some crazy story when they come back, that's ghosting. And the narcissist will ghost you. And this is a fact. They will ghost you because they have another life going on. Whether it be drugs or another woman, in most cases it is both. They're living a completely separate life, and the time that they spend with you, while they're spending time with you, they aren't spending time with the other person. So they're literally going back and forth, ghosting whomever they're in a relationship with, triangle, or multiple triangles, multiple people. So look out for that. Ghosting is a huge red flag. Even if it's early on, if you get into a relationship and you both agree that you're in a serious relationship, ghosting is a big red flag. If you live with someone, you already know. If you're married to your partner, it's not okay at all. And you need to have a serious talk with your partner about that, or just look for the other red flags and then make a decision based off of that. Gaslighting is the last one that I want to talk about. That was something that happened to me at a young age. I was gaslighting. I was lied to, manipulated to, made to feel like I was crazy for ever questioning the ghosting, the abuse. Like, how dare I? How dare I ever even question this lying, the stealing, any of the manipulation? This went on for so long for me. After a certain point, I accepted it. And I said, you know what? This is just how it's supposed to be. I had not been in another serious relationship. So honestly, I went through so many years of thinking that everyone was treated like how I was treated. And I know now that's not how you're supposed to be treated. So those were the 5 signs of narcissism that I wanted to share with you. And there, like I said, there are plenty more. I do have another video that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, hopefully later on today or tomorrow. Down below, please like this video, share it. If you have questions or comments, or if you've even experienced anything that's similar to that, the more that people share their comments and their feelings, the more it will help other people come out and talk about what they've been through. So please feel free to comment down below. It's very important. I also have in the link the Domestic Violence Hotline, and also my link for my PayPal. I would like to become at some point a domestic violence abuse counselor, and I could definitely, any donations would be greatly appreciated. But the most important thing is commenting and sharing this video with someone who you might think is going through something similar. Thank you so much.